Clinton Jaws.
Are you doing live too?
No.
I'm not either.
Here we are, the final 2 days of the campaign. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we've got Mark Carney get asked a question at his final press conference. He is left gobsmacked. He does not know what to say, which is usually an indication of a good question. We also have him campaigning in Toronto, where he copies Pierre Poilievre's plane entrance less than 24 hours after Pierre did it. We got Pierre Poilievre, who just finished up in Vancouver and now heading back to Sudbury. He's got 4 campaign events tomorrow in Ontario. Also, at the end of this video, I shot a few minutes of footage from the Nanaimo rally yesterday, which was awesome. It was great to meet everyone out there, including multiple creators, Pleb, Sunshine, Clinton, Jaws, Cat Canada. So let's jump into this. First up, we got this one from Brian Lilly. More information coming out about that whole 51st state Donald Trump, Mark Carney call. There's a very key piece of information here that was excluded, and as Brian Lilly points out, turns out Carney praised Trump as a transformative president that he'd like to work with. It says right here, Carney's also said to have called Trump a transformative president that he'd like to work with. That is not Mark Carney standing up to Donald Trump, is it? Perhaps Donald Trump has the leverage on Mark Carney. It's hard to know what that whole 666 Fifth Avenue deal back with Qatar, Jared Kushner's family building and all that stuff. If you're new around here, we'll take a look at what I'm talking about here. So this one here, the $1.1 billion deal, the bailout property for the Kushner family, which seems like it came as a favor to Donald Trump because his daughter is married to Jared Kushner from Brookfield money invested by the Qataris. And since then, the Qataris have had a stranglehold on LNG, with Canada not producing any export terminals. Interesting. We've got some big bombshell news here with the Bloc. So Blanch has just been blasting Mark Carney and making statements that Canada is an artificial country.
Yesterday you said that you were an MP in a foreign parliament.
Yeah.
You are working pretty hard to hold the balance of power of that parliament. Isn't it this the definition of foreign interference?
We are, either we like it or not, part of an artificial country with very little meaning called Canada. Many people in Canada write to me and say, we'd like to have the same as Quebec has. As long as we're part of it and we get elected in this parliament, we are entitled to any right and privilege and opportunity being provided by the persons who vote, and I will relinquish none of them. And if it's just a foreign parliament because this nation is not mine, I don't feel more at ease in the Canadian parliament than Mrs. Smith would feel at ease in the Assemblée nationale.
I got news for Blanchette. It's feeling like a foreign parliament to a lot of us too, considering the Liberal Party is so compromised by China. We might as well just rename them to the Liberal Xi Jinping Party of Canada. There's no problem taking billions of transfer payments from Canada. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people saying the same thing here. Transfer payments, and transfer payments. Carney came out and said, I reject that completely. With that, we're seeing this, as Table Salt points out, major breaking poll update. Blanchette closes 19-point gap to Carney for net favorable Quebec. So what we're looking at right here is this. So he was going downhill and out of nowhere, kaboom, he's been blasting Carney on Quebec not being represented in Canada, and now he's bridged that gap. This is huge because the Bloc are now going to be sucking back their seats and Carney's not going to be getting them. And speaking of polling data, we've got this one here. So this is coming from Nick Nanos. His polling has always resulted in higher Liberal numbers than basically everyone else. But even with that, we're seeing dwindling down. So it's getting very close on Nick Nanos' polls. Got a story coming out of the Toronto Star here saying a columnist says Canada would be fine without Alberta. So maybe it's time for them to leave. I see multiple people posting this. This is the dumbest thing I've heard of in a long time. And well, it's Toronto Star, so I can't read it, and refuse to pay for it, so we're not going to take a look at it. Doesn't matter. This news publication's full of crap anyways, always pushing propaganda. Alberta will be Canada's Crimea. Moving ahead, we got this one, a picture of Donald Trump and Zelensky. That is quite the image. We got McGill University's medical school has abolished its office responsible for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Interesting. I guess they got tired of urine trenches being dug out in the grass. Common sense is finally prevailing. The DEI agenda, now better described as the, well, I'm going to read that, is being dismantled. Something that's interesting is, so Pierre Poilievre is being endorsed by the Steelworkers Union. So the Steelworkers favoring Poilievre, yet Mark Carney just held a rally the other day at Algoma Steel with a bunch of people with brand new hard hats. You might be wondering, how was he able to set that up? Well, I've been getting some tips. I put it out on the graph for you guys. So what we're seeing here, Brookfield Asset Management, we got Brookfield Corporation, which is essentially, I think, controls all of them. To the side of that is Brookfield Private Equity Group. And who's in charge of that? This guy, Dennis Turcotte. He's managing partner, which we see here, Dennis Turcotte, managing partner, private equity. Now, if we look to the side here, Dennis Turcotte used to be the president and chief executive officer from 2002 to 2008 of none other than Algoma Steel. He made a call and had that happen. That's what's going on here. So we look down, there it is, president and chief executive officer, Algoma Steel. So Mark Carney calling in some favors here. That's what we're seeing here. Next up, we have Mark Carney left speechless by this question. He's asked about the PBO report. He acts as if he doesn't know about this and he's just shocked that Poilievre's making up stuff. When this comes from the Policy Horizons Department of the Privy Council, he knows about this, but he lies. He lies again.
Polls suggest that you're on your way to majority government, but not with more than 50% of Canadians voting for you. So I'd like to ask you a double-barreled question, if I can.
Sure.
Do you think it's fair that you could possibly obtain a very strong majority mandate with less than a majority of the country voting for you? And we've seen in the last week you sharpening your attacks against Pierre Poilievre. We saw the crowd boo this morning. We saw them boo last night. We've seen the Conservative leader also sharpen his attack, suggest that Liberals don't want people to own a house. They want people foraging for their food, or they believe that the Liberal future means that you will be foraging for our food.
He laughs. That's not funny, though. People already, 1 in 4 can't afford food. He can afford food. Not a problem for him. That's a very telling reaction.
Future means that you will be foraging for our food. If you do win on Monday, what will you do to reach out to all the millions of people who will have voted for Pierre Poilievre?
Well, they're not going to have to forage for food. Look, I'm running to be Prime Minister of the country. I'm doing everything I can to be as transparent as I can about what we will do if we gain the confidence of Canadians under our system.
He's got nothing here. Look at this. This guy is like, I don't know what to say. He's stuck. He's looking. There's nothing. He's looking down the ground. He's looking for that answer. It's not coming.
But the Prime Minister of the country is the Prime Minister of the country. The Prime Minister of works for every Canadian all the time, regardless of who they voted for or whether they voted, and for young people who can't vote as well. So it's a tremendous responsibility, and it's one I view in its totality. So if I'm humbly speaking, if I gain that confidence through our system, absolutely will work for all Canadians.
So this question was good and bad. The question got him off guard. He didn't know how to answer it, but it set him up for that easy answer. I'll work for all Canadians. Like, what a weak answer. The question was, how do you speak to Conservatives if there's more than 50% who don't vote for you? I'll work for all Canadians. That's not a real answer, Mark. We got the clapping seals back here supporting him. Sure, Carney laughs. He will have laundered and squandered billions of our taxpayer money, so he sure won't be foraging for food. He's laughing at us Canadians, not the question. I see not humor in what PCO warned. Mark Carney laughing about this means he won't listen to what anyone is willing to tell him and will do whatever he pleases. Not a good look in my opinion. In other words, if elected, they will do as I say or else. It was said that he was behind the use of the Emergencies Act. So yeah, he was the one who pushed Justin Trudeau to invoke the Emergencies Act and lock down bank accounts. That was on Mark Carney. There's even a Globe and Mail article that proves it with the timeline. Next up, we got Jagmeet Singh attending a massive record-breaking rally in London, Ontario. Yes. All 12 people showed up. We got Elevate posting this. This really does sum up the election here. So we've got garbage media like Cult Montreal pushing out like Pierre Poilievre named #1 spreader of disinformation in Canada by ChatGPT. And then super leftist liberals like Bev saying Pierre Poilievre wants to disassemble the dental care plan, abortion rights, climate action, healthcare. Canadians need to disassemble the Conservative Party. And for the Conservatives who can't read the Conservative platform, get a liberal friend to read it for you. This is all misinformation information spread on misinformation and lies. It's out of control. This is what the entire platform is for the Liberals, just spreading lies. Next up, we have Mark Carney trying to mimic Pierre Poilievre. Remember when Pierre was asked about what he regrets, and he started to almost tear up a bit during the leadership debate about not being able to meet everyone. And this actually happened yesterday with me. I was hoping to meet Pierre. I actually wanted to ask him a question about my graph I just showed you guys for another expose I'm doing on Carney before the election. At the end of the video, you'll see I wait for him. He comes out, but he didn't do a meet and greet because he did 2 rallies in the same day. I'm sure he was exhausted. But Mark Carney here trying to mimic that. This guy's a robot. He's a charlatan and a liar.
Oui, bonjour, Monsieur Carney.
Hello, Mr. Carney, à Radio-Canada.
Qu'est-ce que c'est votre plus grand regret?
What is your biggest regret in this campaign?
C'est un peu comme ma réponse de la dernière question.
Perhaps my response to the last question yesterday.
Millions de personnes d'ici et
there were a million people, and I would have liked to speak to more people. We are a large country, and I wanted to speak to as many Canadians as possible, but it's a short campaign, and my regret is not having had the opportunity to speak to all Canadians.
Look at him. He's trying to look over and look emotional. This guy has no emotion in his body. His only emotion is to make money, is greed. Maybe if he pretended to think about his money disappearing, he would show some emotion. This election comes down to a corporate elitist, tax-dodging grifter who doesn't care about anyone in Canada, or a guy who came up from the bottom, built his life up, and has been saying the same thing for 20 years, the same policies, the same ideas. No flip-flopping. A guy who called out the inflation crisis, a guy who will actually fix Canada in Pierre Poilievre. What will happen on Monday? All Carney knows how to do is plagiarize and lie. There's nothing similar about the current far-left Liberal Party and the Conservatives. Nothing. Moving on to the rallies, Pierre Poilievre brought up the jet in Calgary, and immediately people saying, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Like this, Pierre Poilievre, Donald Trump. Then we've got images like this, Trudeau, 2015. And guess who just did it today? Mark Carney. This is Mark Carney's rally. As Son of a Bench says, can you feel the energy and national pride coming through your screen as you listen to a Mark Carney rally sing, "Oh Canada"? It's so lifeless in here. Party that has never embraced national pride is now suddenly the one that's going to sing a very unenthusiastic "Oh Canada." The rally was opened by Mark Carney's wife. Listen to this.
He's ready. And though he doesn't spend as much time on the ice these days, he still has annoyingly fast reactions. And I say annoyingly because we've played a lot of pickup hockey together, and I've never managed to get one past him. I'm sorry, what? You guys played pickup hockey together? I can't picture this. I can't even picture Carney as a goalie. He's such a small man, let alone her playing hockey with him. What? They're so desperately trying to seem Canadian. We got Mackenzie Gracing here, probably the largest rally for the Liberal Party of Canada at Pearson Airport. This is in Toronto. This is their biggest stronghold in the biggest city in Canada, and this is the biggest rally he's had.
There's a career politician on the ballot as well, if you want a career politician, but I am a pragmatist. And as a pragmatist, when I see that something's not working...
This rally looks almost identical to the size of the one in Nanoose, Vancouver Island I went to yesterday.
There's another way. It's this change platform. A very detailed plan.
You might be wondering, where's Nanoose? It's north of Nanaimo. Let's just put this to perspective. Greater Toronto has 7 million people. Vancouver Island has 800,000 people. It's nearly 10 times the size. So if this is Carney's biggest rally, I think he's in trouble. So it's another one of Carney's rallies that's hard to keep track because they only give the locations if you're an email subscriber. It looks like about 1,000 people. Meanwhile, Pierre Poilievre having a rally in Vancouver. Look at this. A full conga line of these guys. So this is an outdoor rally in Richmond, technically Delta. So the lineup going all the way down. Briefly, I'll share this clip from the pleb.
Nice to see you, man. Let's go.
It was nice to see you with the Moose yesterday. That was fun.
Yes, and clean jaws and sunshine.
You actually got out of the house.
Yes! And sunshine.
Exactly, yeah, I finally got out of the house. I'm a little antisocial, but that rally is going to be as close as one would be to me, so I definitely had to go.
I saved my ass yesterday. Yeah. He loaned me his Starlink, he gave me a password, and I was able to stream.
So next up, we have another robbery here in Grimby. I don't know if this is the same one as the one I showed yesterday. Maybe it is. So we've got a guy here looking for a place to park his truck. So he decided to park it there because he thought that was a good place to put it. And a couple guys get out, 4 of them. Now, the one I showed the other day was a CIBC, and that I can't tell if that's a CIBC because they went and got in a different vehicle, a white SUV. This is probably the same guys. Different robbery in Grimby. Yeah, this looks like a different place. So it's probably the same guys robbing another place. If it is the same group of people, they should never, ever get to see green grass again. They should be living in a work jail for the rest of their lives. We don't need this in our society. This doesn't help us. Why would we want to have these people walking around our streets? Something else I want to point out, I was blasting Nestle the other day, and here's just an example. Canadian town steams over Nestle bid to control local spring water well. So this is coming from Ontario. This was 8 years ago, as you can see the article says. So Nestle worked out a deal here in Centre Wellington to, it says province charges $3.71 for every million liters of water, along with a permit fee of up to $3,000, depending on the risk of environmental impact. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. So when I blasted Nestle, that's why. These are like insider deals for them to get rich and not have to pay for our natural resources. Now, an update on this, Centre Wellington purchases the long coveted well. So they did get this back in 2025, like 3 weeks ago. They finally got the water back. Next up, let's jump over to Pierre Poilievre's Nanaimo Nanoose rally here on Vancouver Island. So I just got to the event here in Nanaimo. Before I'm even out the door, people shaking my hand. It's a little, not expecting that, but let's go take a look. This rally is quite large here. You can see here, this line goes on and on and on. Maybe it looks like it's moving now. Doors just opened up. People are going in. Oh, look who it is. It's Clinton Jaws.
Are you doing live too?
No.
I'm not either.
It's awesome. Nice to meet you.
Left hand?
Let's do left hand.
Nice to meet you.
So event's starting up here. The lineup is around the block, around the building, down a valley, into the parking lot. It is outrageous how many people are here. The OG? OG. Sunshine. So this lineup, as you can see, we can't even see the end of it. There's cars down on the highway there. There's people everywhere here. The building is getting filled up. It's a huge building though. The line goes all the way around there, around the building and around this way. So we see here, this is the back side of the building where the line goes there and around. And you can see it just goes all the way down here. You can see in the cars there, it's all the way around.
And there's Mr. Sunshine, baby, right here.
Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here. This place is bumping.
Just say the word.
It's back in here.
We want change! We want change! We want change! We want change! There's another way. It's this change platform. A very detailed plan to turn the country around. Do you know that a house in the lower mainland of BC, an average home, costs more than a castle in Sweden? They're going to buy a castle for the cost of the average home. This is because we have too much bureaucracy taxing fully 1/3 of the cost of every newly built home. We will tax the general sales tax on new homes, saving you up to $65,000 on a purchase. We're carpenters. Yes, you're a carpenter? Young guy. How old are you? Holy smokes, you look young. Working hard, that's fantastic. What do we got over here? Combat engineer, that's a great phrase. What's that? Thank you. I love you too. What an incredible crowd we have. The first, Canada only.
No, go for it.
So just waiting for Pierre to come out. We've got Cleb out here. He's a real crowd pleaser out here, just rallying everyone up. Hey, boss. Thanks so much. Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Bring it home!
One more card. Hey, buddy. How you doing, John? Good. I'm doing crowd control now.
Yes.
He's always in the way.
Sorry.
Yeah.